Call of Cthulhu is a horror role-playing game and may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
You guys are part of the Starkweather Moor expedition to Antarctica. Both of you are lying about your identities. Alva, to avoid family recognizing her. And Ralph, probably because of his background?
Correct, yes.
Correct. All right. So, realistically, I can't remember his name, but is telling the truth. So.
Oh, Parsons?
Yes. He's the one who's telling the truth about his identity.
He's the only one.
You got it's just sort of just the beginning stages of the expedition, but you've already been informed that the expedition is going to leave earlier than normal than planned.
Oh, that's right.
Rather than 2 weeks, he cut it down to a week and a half. Just to get Starkweather just wanted to get everything out and going. Parsons was given a sort of a private assignment to interact with the captain of the ship. And the session ended after the beginning of the second day when a group of German thugs were watching the expedition docks for looking for somebody named Nick, which, the way people are lying about their names, could be anybody. And yeah, Parsons just kind of apprehended one using mental suggestion on another, and the third one escaped. And that's sort of where the session ended.
Did Alva get a sense that maybe they were Nazis or something?
Alva would have been too far away to get any kind of sense.
Okay.
But yeah, the session ended with both Ralph and Parsons bringing the 2 German prisoners to what amounts to like the hold of the Gabrielle.
Okay. So they brought them on board the ship and not the police. Okay, that's interesting.
And they're waiting until the police to come and take them, but for now they're just locking them away.
Oh, okay. So they are waiting for the police to come.
They're waiting for the police to come.
Okay.
But until that time, they don't want them just kind of
right
up with a rope or something. Just put
right.
them
I was just making sure that the police were coming and that they just didn't take them prisoner and then 86 them off in the middle of the ocean when we leave or something.
Well, I was thinking more of like doing the Spider-Man, Batman thing. You just wrap them up to the light post and leave them for the cops. But yeah, I like the whole throw them off in the middle of the ocean too.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to pick up there, right with the Germans being locked up.
Okay.
I'm going to pretend that Parsons is here, sort of as a temporary NPC.
Okay.
But Moore is going to speak to Ralph. And he's going to thank you both for capturing and apprehending these two. Um, they're gonna hopefully the police will be able to get something out of them about what they're doing or what they were intending to do. But the expedition has been getting so many threats, both in letters and people showing up and threatening the either crew members or just the regular deckhands. Somebody wrote a anonymous threatening letter to the editor of one of the New York newspapers. So more just otherwise ignoring it. He has an exceptionally large man. Alva would recognize him as being Norwegian or from at least that area of Europe.
Okay.
To come just watch the door, make sure they don't break out. And then Ralph Moore asks you to just keep an eye on the what's being loaded into the ship. They're gonna try to finish the food, loading all the food up, and get to some of the machinery. And then he just leaves. He's got other things to do. He's got checklists to get through. So he leaves you to it.
Okay, sir. I can do that. I'll keep a good inventory of everything that comes on the ship and things that we still need.
Good man. Good man. And he just sort of like waves to you, like an acknowledgement. But he doesn't really say anything else. He's too busy. He's too preoccupied.
Okay. So Alva, seeing them being taken on the ship, is going to change into her crew outfit, and she's going to want to try to get onto the ship, see if she can use one of her clairvoyance on one of the two men to see if she can't find anything out.
Okay. I'll say, Alva, as you're making your way over there, that you start to feel the wind rising. And it's seasonably cold wind. Or unseasonably cold wind. It's the beginning of September. It should still be pretty warm in New York City.
Yeah.
Even if when the weather changes, New York tends to get like an Indian summer. And it's warm probably through the middle of October, even almost to the end of October. You can walk outside without a heavy jacket on. But this is kind of a cold wind. It's actually eating through the clothes that you're wearing. And as you're crossing the street and parking lot between the hotel and the pier, you can start seeing your breath as you walk.
Oh, that's very scary.
And you start noticing snowflakes.
Oh dear, snowflakes?
Yes. Remember, it's September 2nd.
Yeah, okay.
No snowflakes. Wind is one
thing,
but not snowflakes.
Okay. She will turn around and make her way back to the hotel, and when she gets back to her room, she'll change back into her normal clothes, and she's going to turn on the radio and see if there's any type of a storm coming or something. I mean, some unusual weather pattern.
All right, you turn on the radio and you turn to a news. I'll say it's a news station, a news broadcast. And somebody cuts in, says, "This just in, unseasonably cold clouds moving in over New York City."
Oh. So Alva's going to think that they're probably going to try to leave even earlier then, because they won't be able to get out if the harbor ice is over. Okay. Does she know like what room the captain and they're staying on board ship, right?
No. So most of the crew is on the third floor of the hotel. Moore
Okay.
and Starkweather are on the fourth floor of the hotel. The captain is in a different hotel. He's on.
Okay.
He's not. That hasn't
That's right.
arrived yet. And all the conference rooms are on the first floor of the hotel. So like where they have
Okay.
breakfast and stuff.
Okay. I would think that the crew have being on the second floor, they've probably got like a number of like open doors and people coming and going about because they're all kind of like, they're all crewmates. So she's going to change back into her crew member's outfit, and she's just going to slip up to the second floor and see if she can't overhear anyone talking about, leaving early because of the weather.
All right. So you sneak up to the fourth floor of the hotel. I'm assuming you're going to like where Starkweather and Moore are.
Yeah, that might be actually better. So yeah, go up to the fourth floor.
Okay.
She's in her disguise, and
There's
just
nothing
see if
on
she
it.
can't overhear anything.
So Moore is already gone. He's gone to the ship. So
Okay.
his room is quiet. The door's closed. There's a do not disturb type sign hanging from the doorknob.
Okay.
And then across the hall, in a relatively large suite, the door is open, and you can see Starkweather in there. He's got his back to the door, and you can hear the click of a typewriter.
Ooh,
Sort of going
typewriter. Okay, but he's not talking or anything,
He's
is
not
he?
talking. He's not on the phone. There are several phones next to him, but they're all quiet. And he's
Okay.
just typing.
Is there anyone else in the hallway?
Um,
I mean, are there any other officers or any other expedition leaders that are staying on this room that might
no,
be?
most of
No?
them have already made their way to the ship.
Okay. She'll cut down then to the second floor and see if, I imagine that would be a much more, I mean, I have no way of seeing what he's typing without going into his room. So yeah, she'll make her way down to the second floor and see if there's any talk amongst the more crew
Now, there's
about.
no crew on the second floor of the hotel. The crew is on.
Oh, I thought you.
They're on the third floor.
Oh,
and
I'm
the
sorry.
crew are on the
Okay.
third floor.
Yeah, I'll go to the third floor and see if there's any crew talking. If there's any like conversations about the weather and about having to depart early,
Okay.
even earlier.
Most of the crew has already gone over.
Oh.
But you do hear there are some crew members at the farther end of the hall
Okay.
that haven't left yet.
Okay.
It's early in the day, and not all of them are being paid to show up early, so they're just waiting around until they have to be there.
Okay. Any of them talking about the weather and having to leave early?
Make a luck roll.
Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely they're all turned and looking at the windows, and they're talking about the weather. Some of them are talking in English. Some of them are talking in other European languages that you might recognize. What languages do you speak, or is it just
Norwegian, English, and French.
Okay. You hear a language that's close to French,
Okay.
but not French itself.
Okay.
You could probably parse out a few words, but it's all basically they're talking about the weather. And one of them starts shouting when frost starts growing on the window pane.
Okay.
no mention about leaving early, although some are speculating about it.
Okay. Is it? You said it was midday.
It's late morning. It's probably like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Hmm. So I guess she's going to go up to her room and she's going to pack her. She didn't bring a whole lot of stuff with her, but she's going to pack and be ready to go. And yeah, she's going to be packed and ready to go. And yeah, I paid to stay for a week, so there's no. I have no. I don't have to like. I don't have to go settle up with the front desk or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's basically going to sit by the window and she's going to be packed up and ready to go. And she's going to be in her her crew outfit. And if she starts seeing people like moving to the ship, she's going to go.
Okay. I'm gonna cut to Ralph.
Sure.
Most of by around midday, like around 1 o'clock, they finished loading in the food into the holds that have been reserved for it. You have two separate holds. You have a refrigerator hold, which is smaller but refrigerated. That's for all like the meats, anything perishable. So any fruits are going to be in there. Then
Okay.
there's a larger dry food hold, which has got like anything that's canned up. So you got all the canned beans and anything that's in a can, flour jugs, sacks of grain, all that sort of stuff. You can hear some of the crew members complaining about the weather, and you can feel how cold it is. Like it's incredibly cold in the ship. Not even in the refrigerated hold, but in the dry hold, it's cold in there. There are men complaining that none of them were dressed for working in this extremely cold weather. Nobody expected snow. And you hear people screaming that there's ice forming on the deck. Can you make an intelligence roll?
Intimidation.
Intelligence is going to be on the top of the character sheet. Just press a little dice.
Oh, there it is right there. Okay, gotcha.
All right, so you just hear a bunch of shouting. Nothing crazy going on yet, but it's something to be concerning about.
Understandable. There's ice on the deck in September.
Yes. Now, you also remember that Moore had wanted you to check through all the supplies. So, with the food complete, he wants you to check the dry supplies and the refrigerated supplies. What would you like to do? Or you can go somewhere else on the ship. Other stuff has been loaded up, but nothing. Only the food has been completed.
I mean, I'm worried about the food to make sure we have enough, but at the same time, I've been kind of standing there checking off the list. So my main thing I want to look for is where any like weapons or anything of street value that could be easily walked off with is at.
Okay, let me see.
I don't think we got to the ammunition part, the weapons part yet, but there might be. I'm not sure.
So any weapons are being kept locked up that you can't access. Only the captain, the obviously Starkweather and more, um, quartermaster, all those kind of people, the officers of the ship, can access the weapons.
Understandable, yeah. Um, but I know where they're located at, or I'm just
Yes, you've seen where they're located. They're located near the captain's quarters in sort of a side room um, next to where the radio room is.
okay. I'm just gonna make a mental note of the location of it, and uh, I guess walk around and see what else is going on the ship. Still, with my little clipboard, waiting for the machinery to start being loaded on.
Okay. Um, you make your way into one of the other holds, and a few things. There are some crates that have been loaded in. It's not food. It's some sort of there's equipment boxes. Um, you can see the ship's name on all of them, and what they are expected to contain.
Okay.
And you see like stuff for explosives and for the ships like repair, like ship equipment.
Okay. I'm gonna, have my note, or I'm sorry, not my clipboard, and I'm gonna look at the inventory and also kind of observe the crates that are labeled with explosive on them, and kind of keeping my eye out, and listening to see if I hear anybody else coming. But I'm going to, if I perceive that the coast is clear, then I'm going to try to take a look at the explosives and possibly maybe try to grab some.
Okay. You spend some time looking at the where all the boxes are labeled explosives. Um, some are labeled like dynamite. Some are labeled explosives. Can you make a spot hidden roll? Okay, so are you focusing on the ones that say dynamite or the ones that just say explosives?
I'm going to let's see. Dynamite could blow up things. Explosives. I'll take a I'll take a look and
Sorry.
see what the explosives are because I mean that could be a wide variety of things.
Okay, so you look and the explosives. There, all the boxes are nailed shut. You manage to find a conveniently placed crowbar not too far away in the hold, and you're able to start prying the boxes open. Um, there, you open one of the boxes. It's small, a little bit smaller than the other ones. It's a longer box, but not too deep. You open the top of it, and inside are several small boxes of blasting caps. Little devices that you screw to the top of dynamite, then you can remote detonate. Basically, what they are.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You see each box is
This
numbered 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, etc., etc. And you notice that there are only 9 boxes inside the crate. And there should be 10.
Oh, okay. I'm going to. And there's 9 boxes inside this. There's 9 out of 10 inside the crate itself,
Correct. It looks like there was room for 10.
and there was room for 10. Okay, that was going to be my next question. Okay. want to look around and think to myself, oh, somebody else is trying to rake in on my haul. Um, I'll look and see if there's any other boxes that look like they have been, or I'm sorry, any other crates that have looked like they have been tampered with.
All right, since you rolled a hard success, you see a nearby box that's also labeled explosives that seems to have had its lid popped open and then nailed back shut. So there's a lot of wood chipping around where all the nails are. Um, it's sort of like a square box that you can lift, pick up, and carry by yourself.
That looks intriguing. I will investigate that one.
All right. You pop open the lid. The box is entirely empty inside. There's a invoice in there that says it should have contained a roll of blasting wire, but it's empty.
Okay, blasting caps, wire. Those are only going to go with dynamite, so crap.
I know I'm not there, but did they have other explosives in this time? Didn't they have like composition B or something? Too?
I believe so, but a lot of the stuff is regulated.
Oh.
So this is the stuff that a private citizen could buy.
So dynamite. Okay.
Dynamite and the blasting caps for the
Okay.
dynamite.
Okay, so yeah, if it's regular accessible, then yeah, that makes sense. Okay, then I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna notice that, yeah, it's just all common stuff that, the average Joe can just buy at the store or, easily obtain themselves. So little to no value to me. So I will go ahead and leave this room here.
All right.
And then just head back to the I guess the ramp, the loading ramp, and just wait for the machinery to start coming through.
All right. As you make your way to a little ramp that leads back to the top of the top deck, you notice how slick it is, how you're finding it difficult to just climb back up. Can you make a spot hidden roll? Another one. All right, the ice is just incredibly slippery to you. You have to struggle to make yourself back up to the deck. And after some trying and struggling, you do make it back up. What is Alva doing? It's hours of
well,
at this point.
Right. So going back to the fourth floor where Merriweather was typing, since it's later in the day, does she know the hotel well enough that she could like go down to the kitchen, maybe, or sneak into the kitchen, get a maid's outfit, and then attempt to get, everybody always ignores the help. So could she get a maid's outfit and like a clean, or not, I'm sorry, not the kitchen, housekeeping, get a maid's outfit and a cart and act as a maid to, turn down his room or not a clean because he's in it, but a tidy up his room type of thing, and then maybe get a glimpse of what he's typing or what he's got on his desk.
Okay.
Is that something she knows enough about the hotel she could do?
Make a luck roll to see if she can get the disguise and successfully sneak into his room.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to do that.
Okay, so she kind of knocks on the open door to Merriweather's room and says in her bad English, housekeeping, tidy up the room.
All right. this period of time, there are a lot of immigrants in New York. So
Yeah.
somebody with broken English would be expected to come into the room.
Perfect.
If you came in and was like housekeeping and were spoken perfect English, they'd be more.
That'd be
concerned.
strange. Perfect. Okay.
So, and he's not even like really paying attention. He just, he shouts from the bathroom, "Okay, just leave the desk alone."
Okay. So she'll, take out the feather duster and clean the, dust the nightstands, and then goes into the bathroom and takes out her spray bottle of cleaner and, wipes off the bathroom vanity area. Does she see anything in the bathroom or on the
You can
nightstands?
see that in the bathroom,
Okay.
Starkweather is not a clean person.
Of course.
All of his shaving stubble is still all over the counter near the sink.
Okay. Gross.
So, like, he's just so high and mighty that he can just shave and walk away, and somebody else will do it for him. We'll clean up after him.
Okay.
Is the impression you get.
Well, it is a hotel. Okay. What about the nightstands? Does he have anything interesting as far as like maybe correspondence or books or anything on the nightstands?
You see, there is a opened letter addressed to him on the nightstand.
Okay.
But whatever was written is still inside the envelope.
Does it have a return address?
It does. It has an address in Vermont.
Ooh, Vermont. Okay. And then going by where he's typing, she's going to ask again in her bad English, room okay? And see if she can't get a glimpse of what he's typing.
Well, he's not at the typewriter at the moment.
Oh, cool. Where is he?
He's walking between the phones and the bathroom. He keeps going back and forth.
Okay. Can I see what he was typing? Can I get a glimpse of what he was typing?
Make a spot hidden roll.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, last thing he was writing was a press announcement for the arrival of Captain J.B. Douglas.
Okay. And when's he arrive?
He's expected to arrive tomorrow, so September 3rd.
Okay. So they probably aren't going to leave then today because they're not going to leave without the captain of the ship, but they might leave very quickly afterwards.
Correct.
Okay. She'll just smile as she leaves the room. And when she gets back down to housekeeping, she'll dump the cart and the smock, and she'll go to the. Is this one of those? Is this like a nice kind of hotel? I mean, what's the quality of this hotel? Is it like
decently nice hotel? It would have cost them a decent amount of money.
Okay.
To basically a floor and a half.
Okay. My room has a phone in it, right?
All the rooms have a connection to a party line.
Okay.
And most of them have windows. Your window on your room happens to look out towards where the pier is.
Perfect. So she's going to pick up the phone. She's going to call the operator, and she's going to ask the operator for the phone number and for the phone number of the return address she saw in the envelope.
All right. First off, when you pick up the phone, you hear Starkweather's voice because he's also on the voice.
It's a party line.
It's a party line.
Okay.
So you hear him talking and he's talking to a newspaper office.
Okay.
And you hear him shouting, "What do you mean? Something's wrong with this. We're getting out of port in a few days."
Okay.
I don't think there's going to be a problem. Nothing can delay us at this point.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Um.
And he exchanges some expletives, and he's very rude to the person he's talking to at the newspaper.
Of course, he's a rich guy.
Um,
Interesting.
he shouts that he has been in worse situations before, and everything always comes out okay. So there should be
Okay.
no concern from the paper, and if they publish anything to the contrary, he is going to do a lot of bad things. That
He's going to sue them or have
he
his lawyers sue them or something.
he says it in a more detailed language than I'm presenting,
Okay.
but he basically is being very rude, very condescending.
Okay. All right. Well, that is interesting in that way.
And
Okay.
then eventually, after a couple minutes, the stockweather gets off the phone. You hear the
Okay.
little click of the end of the phone call.
Okay. I'll do the 2 double taps on the receiver to get a clear line, and then dial O for the operator.
Yep.
And ask the operator for the name and phone number for the return address I saw on the envelope.
Okay.
Is that like a no skill or an intelligence roll or something? Do I have to make a roll at all?
You are gonna have to make a roll.
Okay.
What
roll am I going to have to make?
It's gonna be another luck roll,
Oh, okay.
which you should have no trouble with. Yeah.
Yes.
So the operator is able to connect you. It's going into a more rural area of
Vermont.
So
Maple syrup country, Vermont, or?
yes, I can see Canada from my house level of Vermont.
Oh, okay. Oh, geez, that is. Okay.
So
what's the name of the business?
You just see the name on the return address just said D. There was no name, no business name, no person of the contact. There was just a name and an address.
So what's the name?
There was no name. It just said
Oh, there
D.
was no name.
It just said D, the letter D.
Oh, okay. But so I contacted the operator to see if they could give me the name and the phone number.
They don't know the name of the person. They can connect you.
Okay.
To that address.
Okay.
With a better luck roll, I would have given you the person's name.
Okay.
The operator would have magically had that information available.
Okay. I will hang up, and I will again double tap to get an open line, and I will call the number.
Okay.
Who answers it?
It's answered by a woman. Sounds a little on the older side.
Hello, ma'am. It's so nice to meet you. My name is Virginia Merriweather, and I'm calling from the New York Times. We right now have a great subscription offer. If you're interested in subscribing to the Times, we give daily delivery by 11 a.m. every day, and you'll get our special Sunday edition by 1 p.m. Might I happen to have your name for billing information?
Oh, of course. Well, the problem is we live nowhere near New York.
Oh, yes, we're reaching out. We understand that the New York Times is the paper of record for the United States, for the great United States of America. And what happens in New York happens over the world. We just thought that you'd be interested in keeping abreast of all global happenings as well as regional and state ones as well.
No.
Can I happen to have your name for billing?
Yes. Well, I think that's a reasonable thing. My husband was saying we should have done something like this years ago. But I don't know. I always found it just so intrusive and just getting this constant mail. And realistically, in this day and age, who knows what goes by the name of news? But
Well, we have a local courier in your area who manages this team of carriers, and I am absolutely positively sure that they will be able to deliver your paper on time every day. We here at the New York Times pride ourselves on offering the utmost of quality customer service.
okay, well, I don't see a problem with that. All right, my name is Helen Douglas.
Well, Miss Douglas, it's so great to hear from you again. And how would you like? We will be enclosing a bill within 30 days, and again, you have 30 days to remit payment. But we'll be starting. When would you like your delivery started?
Oh well, can we start it in the next, let's say, 2 3 weeks? I,
I can. Yes, we can start it in 2 weeks. The earliest we could start would be in 5 days. Would you like to start it sooner?
5 days sounds great. That's going to be very important time. Yes, I would surely like to know that.
Oh, do you have a special celebration or upcoming event? I'd be happy to offer you as a one-time courtesy a announcement in the society pages of our paper. I
Oh
think we
no,
could get it in time.
that's not the case. No, my husband's going to be traveling,
Oh,
and I expect that he's going to be sending reports back for news
oh,
release, and I would like to just sort of know what's going on.
oh, of course,
We did
absolutely,
we
Miss
did this
Douglas.
before, but I didn't have a newspaper subscription, so I sort of had to hear about all the wonderful things my husband did from somebody else.
Well, it sounds like his adventures will certainly be noteworthy, and we here at the New York Times, we cover those types of things. So if you hear of anything, do please feel free to give us a call.
Of course. Um, what was your name again? I'm sorry, I can write this down.
Oh, my name is Beverly Wilshire.
Okay, and you're the New York Times. Oh, and I should
Yes.
have asked, how much is a subscription?
We have a special introductory rate for 75 cents for your first 11 weeks, and then on your 12th week it rises to $1.
Wow.
But that's 3 months at a reduced price.
Okay. Well, I will. That sounds like it would work really great for me. I think yeah, that would work. Okay.
Excellent. And you'll be getting your invoice within 30 days, and you have 30 days from receipt to remit payment. So you have nothing to really worry about for a whole month.
Wow. Okay. That's great.
Well, Miss Douglas, thank you so very much for your time. And again, if you have any questions, you can please feel free to call us here at the Times. My name is Beverly Wilshire. I'm in the customer satisfaction department.
Of course.
You have a great afternoon, ma'am.
You too.
And
Thank
then
you.
she'll hang up. Whew. Okay, so Helen Douglas, I'm getting the sense she is the captain's wife.
Correct.
Okay. All right. You can go to the other players now. I think I did
going.
enough.
All
Okay.
right. So, Ralph and Norman are on the ship. I'm gonna give Norman the same chance to roll for spot hidden.
Spot that hidden baby. Spot it. Hard success.
All right. Now, as we
And you,
said, the weather is bad. It's cold. There's snow. There's ice building up everywhere. Um, but you notice that the ice doesn't seem to be as concentrated as if it was coming from the sky, but rather from somewhere in the ship. It's colder than the outside.
Hey, Ralph. You see that ice pattern right there?
there's ice everywhere.
Yeah, but I recognize that pattern. That ice pattern. It's not coming from what's outside, it's coming from what's below, as in from the ship itself.
The ice is coming from inside the ship.
Yeah, I think we might have another saboteur.
All right. The two Germans that you arrested were locked into a small room beyond where the holds are, and someone was assigned to guard the locked door until the police arrived. And that seems to be the direction from where all this cold wind is coming from, and all the ice is coming from.
Something about that doesn't seem right. It seems it's originating from where we took the prisoners. Do you have a weapon on you? Could get dicey. Might actually have to go get my special tool.
All the guns were locked up. There are there's some dynamite in one of the holds already, but otherwise
Yeah,
there's nothing specific.
we are not using dynamite on the ship. That is not a good idea.
I would have at least a knife on me. Character-wise, I probably might have a gun on me, but I wouldn't see it being that would have to have it on the ship. So in my hotel room, I probably would, but not. I wouldn't think on me. No.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out what's at the bottom of it. Just, I have my own way of fighting, if that makes sense. But for the time being, we need to find out what's going on and stop this.
All right. So you can start making your way through the ship, and as you do, you can feel how cold it's getting.
It seems my deduction was correct. It doesn't make sense. Why is it so cold inside the ship?
Maybe the ship is it's metal and we're on water, so maybe I don't know.
No, the ship has insulated interior. It wouldn't just freeze up like this.
You can both make occult rolls. Yeah, all you know is that it's something strange.
I'm gonna spend 5 luck to make that a success.
Okay. You can't think of anything supernatural that controls weather, at least from an occult perspective. You don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that there might be something present, but nothing that you can think of off the top of your head.
Right. Well, I have to see what's inside that jail cell then.
All right.
Mhm.
So you rush as much as you can, rush without slipping, because the floor of the that you're running on is getting slippery. Until you turn a corner, and that leads down a hall, and near the end of the hall is the room that was locked. There's nobody else visible in the hall. There's ice everywhere, and kind of hovering just in front of the door with a hand placed on it is some ethereal-like humanoid. Has its hand against the wooden frame, and you just see ice rippling out from the fingers.
What in God's name?
Is that a sanity check?
I would like Ralph and Norman to roll sanity.
Yes! Barely succeed.
All right. Norman, roll 1d4. It's 3 sanity. Ralph, roll 1d20.
Oh, jeez.
A D20 sanity loss. Oh dear. Oh.
That's a lot. That could be a lot.
Oh no, it's a 1. Wow.
Oh my god.
It's
Oh.
hard to see, but Norman is
Eh.
kind of blocking your view of it, so it's not as terrible as it could be.
I'm from the Appalachian Mountains area. It doesn't bother me.
Wow.
Can I make a mythos roll on this thing?
Yes, you can.
Dang it!
The creature turns its head, and you can see it looks kind of like that stereotypical death image, but rather than any black, it's all blue, and the skull is kind of a mixture of black and white. Not a gray, but like patches of black and patches of white.
I have not encountered anything like this before.
It opens its mouth, and this echoing wail just sort of hits you. And I need both of you to make POW checks.
Can I spend luck to succeed a power?
I believe you can.
Anyway, let's see
This
how much.
this is a defensive roll. I'm gonna say yes, you can.
What
would
was
be-
73?
It would be 7 points just to succeed.
Anyway, so that would be
That's not much.
70, which means you said 7 points, right?
7 points, yep.
That's not bad.
All right. So that would leave me here.
You feel like all the air around you is vibrating, and just moving seems to almost be more difficult, but it's not so much that you can't move forward. You're not frozen in place.
Oh god. I never done this before, but I'm going to try.
Run.
You just like see Norman stare at the entity and just his eyes start to shift to being serpentine again as he tries to take over the being's mind.
You are repelled when you try to enter its mind. Not only that, you have to make another sanity roll.
Alright, it still succeeds.
Cool.
You succeed. So you feel in your mind like ice is squeezing your brain. Is the best way you could describe it if somebody asked you. It's like ice there.
And you just like see him go, ah! And he's like, run! Run!
Ralph is gone.
Ralph is gone. All right. You start sliding and make your way away from this thing. What? What are your guys' speeds?
8.
And Ralph, what's your speed?
So I'm looking for location of speed. Not on top.
I
That
think
would
it's under
be-
combat.
Yeah,
It's
and
in combat.
I
Yeah.
was going to say movement.
Combat. Okay.
Movement rate.
Oh, movement rate 8.
Okay. If you were to look behind you, you would see it phase out of the material world, and the air in front of you guys as you're running away starts to ripple, and this thing appears in front of you. It opens its mouth, and the scream comes again. And both of you make a power roll.
This thing isn't letting up.
Don't worry, it hasn't technically attacked yet. Okay. So, Ralph, I'm going to give you this option as well. You can spend your luck. It would be 6 points of luck to succeed at your power roll.
I will go ahead and spend the 6 to increase my power, or my luck, I'm sorry. So just subtract 6 from my luck.
Yes.
And you succeed, yeah.
Okay.
And then you succeed. Again, the same thing happens with the air around you. Feels like it's vibrating. I'm going to let the two of you decide if you want to attack or just try to dodge past it and run.
I mean, the only thing I can attack it with is a brawl, and that's it.
So
You're on a ship. Isn't there like a fire axe or maybe something else on the hallway of the ship or something?
I mean, I got a crowbar.
You could use the crowbar. It's a weapon.
I guess I'll try the crowbar.
I'm going to, out of instinct, punch it in the mouth and then pull out my switchblade.
All right.
Nope.
Yep. So Norman, you just swing, and you notice the crowbar actually seems to almost go through part of it, as if there was nothing there. Ralph, you can roll an attack. It's just a brawl. All right.
Ralph for the win.
You
Good job.
you take your switchblade and you just kind of stab forward, and you hit it right in its face, and it seems to kind of like shudder for a moment, and the outside of it, the skeletal structure, touches your hand when you stab forward, and this is going to count as its attack on you. You are going to take 1d10 plus 1d2 damage from the end strike.
Oh.
So, I mean, technically, I think I can roll that, can't I? So you take 5 points of damage.
All right, 5 points, thank you.
Ooh.
And now, I'm sorry, it's not 5 points to your HP. That's 5 points to your con.
To your con. Oh.
To my con, okay.
Yep.
So your con goes down, which also lowers your HP.
Yes.
By 1. I think 5 point. I think it's every 5 points is 1 point of HP.
I switch over to edit mode, I guess, to change that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Run,
guys. Run. Just run.
Okay.
Somebody just really doesn't want us to go on this trip.
Actually, I know you guys are probably going to keep on running, but can you guys also make listen rolls?
Wait, listen check.
They haven't said they're going to run yet. They might
No,
try to kill this thing.
They might, but at least at this point, free.
Well, Norm didn't hear squat.
Norman didn't hear anything. Ralph, you hear the lock to the locked door where the German prisoners are snap open and break.
Oh, it was freezing the lock.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh, it's trying to get the German prisoners out.
And when you hear this, you turn your head and you can see that the door is kind of like swinging open, and the two Germans inside push the door open and run in the opposite direction.
Like away from us,
away from where you are. So
they're running away from you so that the ghost or whatever the specter is between you. So you'd have to run past or through it to get them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Smart. Very smart.
Anyway, I guess we're gonna chase them.
All right.
At this point, I'm not worried about two humans running away. I'm more worried about this thing that's standing in front of me.
Yeah.
So I'll stand my ground and see what this bean does.
Okay. So I'll guess you're gonna just kind of stand there and dodge and attack if it comes in?
Yes.
Stand your ground?
Yes.
Ralph, you said you're gonna run after the two fleeing Germans?
I'm not worried about the human beings right now. They're not my problem. This creature, yeah.
Yeah, Norman will chase them.
Okay. They've got a massive head start on you. But and just so you know, the ground is slick. I'm gonna call for a dexterity roll from you.
Wouldn't Norman though also be more used to walking or running on deck because he's worked on the ship for a while?
It's not the deck; it's the fact that
there's ice.
Ice. Okay. Yeah.
You succeeded the check though. Just
So,
like slide it with style.
Yeah, you're able to keep your feet beneath you as you run.
Good job.
So Norman's gonna run that way. Ralph is gonna stand there. It's gonna try to attack you again, then Ralph. But it fumbles its own attack. So there's no dodge.
So does it deal the damage to itself?
No, it doesn't.
Does it fall prone, or does it just?
I will say that it fades out of its material existence at the moment. It
Fades out as in it's not there anymore, or?
Yes, it may choose to reappear right where it was, or it may choose to appear somewhere within a move range of 50.
Or maybe it'll just go home.
Or maybe it's completed what it was sent to do, and it's just gonna go.
That could be.
Okay. I will, as I blink several times that this thing has now disappeared. I guess try to group up with Norman.
Ralph St. John for the win.
So do you need a dex from me too?
Yes, I'll need a dex from you. Man, you take that with style and extreme success.
You almost skate across it.
Yeah, you just start running, and the two of you guys are just making your way down the hallway. The Germans have already turned another corner and are out of sight, but the two of you are still pursuing. And Ralph, you're still a little bit behind Norman, but you are chugging along. But what is Alva doing right now?
Not knowing any of this is happening, she is going to, again, assuming that they're going to be departing relatively soon because of the weather, She knows that they're not leaving until the captain gets there, so she has the day. Most of the people have gone on board the ship, except for some of them. So, are we required as like deckhands to like? Are we required to like? Does she know what her work schedule is? Is she on like the midnight shift, or does she have any duties she has to do until they actually depart?
They don't have any kind of like a night shift. It's like a morning and an afternoon.
Okay.
Those who are working in the afternoon have started to make their way across.
Okay, so she'll put on her disguise, her crew disguise, and she'll slip out the back and she'll head to the ship and put in her normal duty schedule, see if she can't figure out if the ship is going to leave even sooner than they announced at the meeting that morning, or and she'll just go about her duties doing the grunt work that they give her to do.
Okay.
I will do that.
All right. As you cross the street, it's still very cold, but there's no more snow falling.
Oh, that's good. Strange weather. She'll look up to the sky, kind of comment to herself.
There are clouds.
New York weather.
Storm clouds in the sky, but there's no more snow coming down.
She'll just chalk it up to New York weather and make her way on ship. When she reports into whoever her supervisor is, and he gives her work detail, or I imagine she doesn't even report to somebody. She probably goes and looks at like a clipboard and it says, Nick Woods, this. Yeah. She's gonna, when she gets a couple of moments to privately, she's gonna check to make sure her little cubby hole is still, undisturbed and intact, and she'll do that.
I'm saying, wasn't Nick like the caretaker of the dogs?
Her uncle is.
The uncle is. Yes. Okay.
And he's currently not on the ship.
Yes, currently not on the ship. Yeah, so whatever her duties are for the day, when she gets a second to check, she'll check out in a little cubby hole, make sure it's still intact, hasn't been disturbed.
All right. You end up having to speak to Professor Moore, and he tells you that the new guy, whatever his name is, didn't report back after I asked to check on the food. Just go and check, make sure everything's in place.
Okay, so she'll go down to the food, the dry stores or the cold stores?
He just said the food. He didn't specify.
She'll go to the dry stores and check on that one first, and then she'll go and check on the cold stores.
Okay. Make a spot hidden roll.
Okie dokie. Spot hidden. That would be a skill, not in combat. Ha ha! Oh no! I will spend 4 points of luck to buy a success.
Okay. You spend a lot of time in there. I'm assuming that this is kind of happening at the same time that Ralph and Norman are dealing with.
Okay.
Ghost. So you're in there. You're comparing what you see to the checklist in front of you, and you notice that there's something not right here. There's more containers in dry stores than there should be.
More containers?
Yeah.
Okay. Like crates or barrels or boxes, or
they are boxes of something canned. There's no labels on the can itself, but there's a bunch of extra cans there that should not be there.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
On a pallet with labeled powder milk and labeled salted butter.
Okay, so the the pallet is labeled powdered milk and salted butter,
Yeah.
but the cans aren't.
And the cans aren't, they're not labeled. And according to your little checklist, they shouldn't be there, whatever they are.
Okay. Well, she'll make a note of that on the checklist, and she doesn't have a can opener on her, so can she inspect one? Like, just kind of like, like, I don't know, look at it, maybe like turn it upside down a little bit, see if it makes like gloop gloop sounds, or if it,
Yeah.
does it weigh like what
I
she would
will,
think? Like,
I'll say you pick up one of the cans, and as
Okay.
you feel a shifting inside of it. It feels like there's liquid inside of it.
okay, so this might be anticlimactic for you, but she's going to say, oh, okay, somebody messed up the list. They forgot to put on the salted butter and the canned milk and the dry milk, because powdered milk, because, hey, people mess up lists all the time. So she's going to make a note on that there's an extra pallet on the manifest of salted butter and powdered milk, and she's going to go check on the cold stores, make sure they're okay.
They got a deal on it, so.
Yeah.
It
feels like salted butter, so yeah.
You go into the refrigerated area.
Okay.
Hold, and there are fewer items in here than there should be.
What's missing? Let me guess. Salted butter and powdered milk.
No. What's missing are 6 cans of sour cream. 6 large cans of sour cream.
6 cans of sour cream?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on. No, I'm sorry. There's 6-gallon cans.
6 gallons of sour. How much sour cream does a boat need? Are they going to feed us baked potatoes all the time? Man, that's going to suck.
There are 6 of them. Each can is 1 gallon, but there are 6 of them. So they're large enough. But 6 gallons worth of sour cream. It's supposed to be there, and it's not.
Okay. So there's an extra pallet of dry milk and salted butter, and I'm missing 6 gallons of sour. What the heck? Okay. Is there a spot where the sour cream should have been? Like this is a refrigerator, so I imagine there's some frost or some cold or something.
Yeah.
Are there like 6 missing? Is there like a spot where 6 gallons of sour cream would be?
Yes. Oh, everything's really organized, so that
Okay.
a cook or somebody on staff could just go in, get what they need, and come back without spending too much time in the refrigerator.
Okay. Oh, again, going to probably sound anticlimactic, but it's like we're missing. Okay, so she's going to note that on the checklist, and then she's going to go back to the supervisor and report to him give him the checklist and say that, there's an extra pallet of dry milk and salted butter, and we're missing 6 gallons of sour cream. I mean, it literally sounds like one of those Scooby-Doo mysteries. Like, oh no, what were we going to do on the taco bar on taco night without sour cream? Okay. Yeah, that's what she's going to do. She's going to go turn in her checklist. And
Okay. At this point, I'll say that a lot of time has passed.
Okay.
Enough time that Ralph and Norman, when you were chasing after the Germans, they have escaped the ship before you can catch them. And just in movie style, a police car pulls up just as the Germans disappear from sight.
Do they back to their car, or do they what?
Oh, last you saw them, they were running off and towards the streets, like they were running to an alley.
Okay.
Here.
But they pulled up in a car, right?
Yes, but the car is gone.
Okay.
The car.
Oh. Okay.
So apparently the police are working with Germans.
Or the police are just not great at their jobs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They're not G-men, you know. They're just New York City police.
The police come up to you guys and start asking questions. Moore is obviously there, and Starkweather has come over to the ship to help oversee what's going on. And you guys can't see me, but I'm doing massive air quotes right now. He's going to oversee.
I give him a description of what happened, that somehow the lock was frozen to break, and that's how they escaped.
Let's see. They both passed their sanity rolls where you're describing what was going on. So yeah, there's they take down your statement. Two Germans or two men that spoke in German have disappeared. They had been apprehended, but they escaped by something that was possibly pretending to be a ghost. And was using the strange weather as a distraction.
Well, we tried attacking it, but it passed through.
Yeah, they don't believe
you. Maybe
they don't believe you when you tell them any kind of details like this. Yeah, either they think you're making it up, or that you're misremembering. Or in Norman's case, they just think, he's just a kid. He doesn't really understand what's going on. He's got an overactive imagination.
He's just a kid. He doesn't know any better. Shut up, kid.
But the rest of the day passed without incident. It's still cold, still a lot of cloud cover, but there's no more ice forming. There's no more snow. But everybody in the crew gets a message that Starkweather wants to leave as soon as possible.
Oh. Is the ship provisioned and ready enough? I mean, we can't leave until the captain gets here, right?
The answer to that question is no. It is not packed and provisioned enough. Only the food has been completely loaded.
And the explosives.
And some of the explosives.
Okay.
We're gonna need to get the fuel shipment, though.
And the captain's not arriving until morning, so we still have the rest of the night, or the rest of the day into night.
Looks like we're gonna have to pull a double shift. Probably triple.
I'd say if not some of those, we're going to be leaving earlier. It was 2 weeks, 10 days. It could just be we could be leaving at the end of the week. It doesn't mean we're leaving like tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Or did I miss something?
Yeah, when they say as soon as possible, do they really mean like tomorrow, or do they mean like a week?
The message you guys all get is as soon as possible.
Okay.
It doesn't give a timeline. Starkweather didn't say we're leaving in 4 days or anything like that.
Should we try getting as much equipment onto the ship as possible in due time?
Well, Moore is going to push everybody to load up as much as they can.
So triple time.
Okay, so we're working through the night. Okay.
No, he won't make you work through the night because
Oh,
they can't afford to pay everybody that amount.
I volunteer to do the work for free.
that would be weird.
That would be weird. He's still gonna pay you if you're working.
No, I meant like I'm offering to do overtime for free.
That would be weird.
Just to see the success, so to speak.
Moore appreciates your offer, but given the strange escape that happened on the ship and that they managed to get out without security stopping them, without the police apprehending them, and that there might have been something supernatural involved, something that he can't really explain, that they're not going to have anybody on the ship after dark.
Oh.
Guess it's just triple time then, see how much we can get in one shift.
Yeah, basically he just says to get as much as possible done.
So what checks would that be?
He doesn't really want Norman doing a whole lot. More just the small scale stuff. I would need either Ralph and Alva to make strength rolls.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, Ralph, you were trying to carry too many bags of something, and one of them rips open, and you are covered in cement.
Oh, God.
Nice. Okay. I need to go change. Before I get water on every hand, I turn to a statue. So I'm going to try to either brush off as much as I can or see if I can get a change of clothes.
All right.
Yeah,
More just tells you to brush it off and keep on working.
Yeah, because it's dry cement, right?
Yep, it's all dry cement.
Oh, okay. Then yeah,
It doesn't get wet. Yeah, I'm good.
You sure you don't want to reconsider me just being constrained to light work?
Ralph, you noticed, that you were asked to bring 40 bags of cement onto the Gabrielle from the warehouse where everything is being stored. You managed to get 20 bags in, and the pallet that they were on is empty.
cool.
Make a spot hidden roll.
Spot hidden roll? Okay.
Oh, you're talking to him, not me. No, sorry.
All right. You look around. You look top to bottom of the warehouse. Everything that's labeled Starkweather Moore Expedition. You can't find more cement anywhere.
Well, I do know that when we first started, we had 2 or 3 hangars. Are we just now down to 1 hangar?
Oh, there's like it's one massive warehouse.
Okay.
It holds like the pallets and supplies for several ships that are docked there on the pier. Just a portion of the warehouse is all Starkweather Moore expedition equipment.
Okay, so it is 100% missing. There's,
Yep, you even
as
walk
far as I know, it's
other
not
parts
here.
of the warehouse, and it's not turning. You don't see it anywhere.
Double check on the boat too.
Yep, there is nothing. You go up, you look around, you can't find any of these bags of cement.
Sounds like we might have a couple of thieves.
Okay, well then I'm gonna make a mental note that we're missing blasting caps, blasting wire, and concrete. But then just, I guess, report back to Moore that we're missing half of the concrete.
All right. Alva, you're carrying a. You go to pick up a box and carry a box in, and the invoice says it's for, shovels. And
Shovels.
just shovels.
Okay.
You can lift it up and carry it a little bit to a cart that'll help move it into the ship.
Okay.
Suddenly you try to lift it and it is really big. It's a big box.
Okay.
Make an intelligence roll.
Okay. Oh, you don't have to switch to another. Oh, that's kind of cool. Huh. All right.
The invoice that's on there says 12 question mark.
Okay.
One.
Doesn't say what it is?
It says shovels. It says
Okay.
metal shovels and 12 question mark.
Okay. Is it a crate?
Yes, it's a crate, but it's got like little handles on it, so you can, like, you
All
should
right.
be able to pick it up. But it's
Well, I mean, to open it though, would I need like a crowbar or something?
Yes, it's nailed shut.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, I don't know how much 12 shovels weigh. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't find a crowbar and like pry up the side just to look to see if there's to see if there's shovels in it. Because again, we might have ordered shovels and somebody might have accidentally put a 0 at the end of it, and it's 120 shovels. So, yeah, okay.
All right. So you gotta, you pry open the lid, and you see shovels, but more than 12 are kind of haphazardly thrown into this box, into this crate.
Okay. So turning the crowbar around, and I'm gonna pound down back the nails and move the shovels into the shovels where they're supposed to go.
Okay.
Oh, somebody made let me see. They made a mistake on the sour cream. They made a mistake on the salted butter and yeah, it's okay. I'm getting the sense that this was not the best provisioning company available. Okay. There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
And it's one of those, it's more than what we asked for, so more is better.
Yeah.
Can Norman make a strength roll? All right. So, Professor Moore explains to you that somebody didn't load this box onto the ship. Can you just take it? It's meant for the food. It's food. It's meant for dry storage, for dry food. He tells you that according to the manifest, it's 12 jars of sardine oil.
What?
Sardine oil.
I'm sorry, sardines, not sardine oil, just sardines.
Okay. That's better. Not a whole lot better, but better.
Anyway, he's gonna haul the box into dry storage.
Yeah. Moore's like, I wouldn't even ask you about to do it, but we need to get this done. And
he brings it into the dry storage.
Okay. Make a spot hidden roll. All right. You put it. You kind of like just drop it wherever you can, and you walk out of the hold. I'm going to assume this has taken hours. This is just like a sample of all the work you've been doing.
Okay.
Night comes. Crew starts heading back to the hotel. Moore instructs everybody to head back. And there's just a few security guards that arrive, and they're gonna walk around the ships and the whole pier as floodlights are turned on, so the whole area is sort of, kind of illuminated.
Okay.
I can have all of you make spot hidden rolls.
Okie dokie.
All right. Norman, with your extreme success, you notice that the ice on the deck is clearly melting.
I mean, that's good.
And by quite an amount at this point.
All right, that's a little fast.
But Moore doesn't want anybody to risk injury, so he wants everybody back to the hotel.
Okay.
I am going to go to Moore and say that ice is melting a little too fast.
He kind of rubs his chin. I noticed.
I don't mind risk.
He's like, look, your father was very clear about the terms of him helping fund this expedition.
Of course he was. What did he say the terms were?
That I would not force you or ask you to do anything dangerous. Now, I can't promise danger will not happen, that there will not be risks in what we're doing, but I will not ever ask you to do something where there's a possibility that you might be injured. And he sort of just shoos you back in the direction of the hotel.
Just walks back to the hotel.
Yeah, he takes a few more minutes, talks to some of the security officers, and then also makes his way back. And as you all assemble back at the hotel, I'm assuming that's where you're all going, is the hotel. You're not going to skip out somewhere.
Yeah, there's nothing on the boat that has value for me, so yep, I'll head back to the hotel.
All right. As you enter the hotel, I need you all to make listen rolls.
Listen.
Alva for the win.
Yeah.
Yay.
Alva. Here's this first. I mean, Ralph picks up on it eventually after a few seconds, but Alva hears it first. There is shouting coming from either the third or fourth floor, from above you.
Can I make out what they're saying given my level of success?
I will say with the extreme success, you do hear. It's definitely. You are pretty sure it's Starkweather who's shouting, and you keep hearing someone saying, "More, damn it, more! I knew she would do this. She just can't help herself."
Should we go see what Starkweather's talking about?
It seems like a lot of people have either heard the shouting or somebody told them that something's going on, and everybody's making their way up to the fourth floor.
Okay.
Sounds like a dex check to get through the crowd.
The whole crowd is moving in the same direction. I'm not gonna make you roll because you're not fighting against them.
Okay.
You see, when you get up to the 4th floor where everybody gets up there, you manage to see Starkweather. He's holding a newspaper in his hands, kind of crumpled up a little bit, and he's shouting more. Have you seen the newspaper? Have you seen what's happened? Have you seen what she did? Damn it, man. Come over here and read this. We have to figure this out now.
I am going to read the paper.
All right.
Yeah, what's it say?
You manage. I'll make a luck roll first. See if you can find a newspaper. Unless you want to steal the one that he's holding. Oh, you managed to find a newspaper. It says, and I'm going to read it to you before I share this to you. It is a news clipping that you find, that you see right on the front page. It says, in a startling announcement from her home in Queens today, millionaire industrialist Acacia Lexington told reporters that she intends to set aside her ledger books in favor of seal furs and snow goggles in an attempt to be the first woman to stand at the bottom of the world. Lexington, only child of late P.W. Lexington of this city, has for years impressed friends and adversaries alike with her skilled maneuverings in troubled financial waters. Now she intends to venture into a new realm. Accompanied by a hand-picked team of journalists, photographers, and wilderness experts, the lovely Acacia will cross the Atlantic wastelands in a specially modified Northrop Delta aeroplane and a Sirva C-50 autogyro. It's about time a woman did this, she told our reporters. Today's women are capable of anything that men can do. If I am the first, it will only mean that others will find it easier to follow. When asked if her planned expedition was in any way affected by the presence of no less than 4 other parties on the Atlantic ice this summer, Miss Lexington declined to comment.
Okay.
Seems very ambitious.
And that was a like a plane that she's getting on, not a boat.
Well,
it's a plane.
It's at least a plane at that point. Once she's at the Antarctic.
Okay.
I mean, that's awfully ambitious of her, but how is that a problem?
You hear Starkweather shouting from the other room, "We were supposed to be first, damn it. Why can't she just leave this alone?"
Perhaps I could look into it.
Yes.
Being out of this area, it doesn't affect me at all. I have no clue who this person. I mean, I've heard of them, I'm sure, at least the family name, but it's no hair for my skin, so I don't care.
Yeah, it's a different realm. If you were reading social, it's the society pages of a newspaper, the name might have come up, but it would have been more common.
And I doubt in Berggren, Norway, I doubt I would know anything about some heiress in New York.
No, you wouldn't. I guess for the same reasons.
Right.
Moore is urging everybody to go back to their rooms, rest up. He tells Norman to expect Captain Douglas tomorrow. And that's it. That's where the session's going to end.
All right.
Okay.